Hi, I'm Isabel Potter. This is for the Stella Adler video journal number 4. So right off the bat, I did want to talk about how I really appreciated Stella Adler questioning Strasberg's method, and that she knew deep down there was something not right about it, and she wasn't comfortable, and she questioned it. She did go through with it, and she did continue to study it, and I think she was trying to give it a chance, but she questioned it. And even went on to study under Stanislavski and see his work and see if this truly was the right method, and learning that even though it wasn't, she stood up for herself. And that's really hard as a performer sometimes. And I think it's really notable that she as a performer stood up for herself, which is part of what I try to teach my kids too, is knowing your boundaries, understanding where you are as an actor. And if something isn't right, question it. That's okay. Set your boundaries. That is all right. So I just really want to show appreciation for that. But going over the videos and some of the readings that we talked about, I really enjoyed her conversation about the play being a skeleton, that they're just words without the acting and the telling of the story. And yes, they are part of our foundation for our characters and our scenes and the story we are telling, but it is the skeleton. So we have to find those details and how to tell the story accurately and give the rights to the playwright the way they intended. And though all interpretations are different, we have to stick to the playwright's intention and find those character details. I really enjoyed her talking about going into the details of it, like, oh, you know that they have to walk upstairs. Okay, you can visualize it. You see that it's a second story. Maybe it's a third story. But then it goes into they have to go upstairs. How do they walk? How do they go up the stairs? How do they come down the stairs? All of those details, and is that going to impact the character's personality, and in what ways? Which I really liked digging into those details, and that's how I tend to do with my students as well, is, okay, you just came upstairs, how is that going to impact you as a character, and the way you're walking now, and the way you're talking now, let's go deeper into that, and breaking down those broad general actions into smaller steps to better tell the story and understand our character. I use the character creativity and imagination within my character analysis with productions. Every production within the first few weeks with ensemble building, I will have them do a character analysis. And yes, we will go through context of the play, like their age, general information of that, but then I ask them to dig deeper. I ask, what are their likes and dislikes? If they're not listed, you need to imagine and come up, and maybe you can find detail in the text that hints at these things. And even going beyond that, I have them draw the character. What do you as the actor see that character looking like? And even if it isn't physically you, but how do you see it in your head, and how are you going to portray that? If they don't like the color yellow, are they going to be wearing the color yellow? Not necessarily. So I like to dig deeper into the characters with that way. I also have them do interviews, which usually they come on and they walk in as character, they sit down in character, they get up as character, and interact as their character overall. And I ask them questions that do have context from the play, such as, how do you feel about this character? How did you feel after this happened? And I get them to draw a lot over the overall action, which was one of her keywords for given circumstances, is, what is the overall action and how did this impact your character? But then I'll also go into questions that are outside of the context of the play. What do they do for fun when they're not doing X, Y, Z? Or what would their spirit animal be? And how can you portray that on stage and show that? If you truly feel that that's how that character spirit animal would be, how would you show that personality trait? So that's usually how I get into that imagination and that creativity with my students during a production. Thank you.